2026. Roll call.
Ron Granger.
Here.
Andy Schaefer.
Here.
Todd Thane.
Here.
Sean Morgan.
Here.
Tim Weber.
Here.
Kyle Wren.
Here.
Robbie Elam.
Here.
Okay. Tim, would you do the invocation for us?
Sure, let's bow. Oh, Heavenly Father, gracious Lord, Lord God, King of Kings, we thank you for this night. We thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who lived a perfect life, gave that life on the cross, and was risen 3 days later. For who all call upon his name, they shall be saved. Lord God, may we honor you tonight in this meeting. I thank you for all those that are here and those that can't be here tonight, that you put your hand on them. And Lord, I lift up the town employees. I lift up our fire department, our EMS, and all those that care for our community. Father, bless them through your holy word. And Lord God, I lift up our state and federal leaders, and I also include the world leaders, Lord. There's a lot going on, and that nothing is impossible for you. May you give us calmness of heart, discernment of heart, and most of all, that we glorify you in all that we do tonight, and may our decisions honor your name. In your Son, Jesus Christ's precious name, amen.
Amen. Lisa, would you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 5, minutes of the meeting. Discussion and action to approve the town council minutes of December 9th, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the December minutes as presented.
Second.
Was that you, Robbie?
Yeah.
Motion is made by Tim, seconded by Robbie. Any discussion?
Yeah, just on the roll call, I made it on. I was tardy, but Robbie was also here, and he was tardy as well.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. Okay, 6, petitions and public inputs. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mark Stamus. Well, I had a recent conversation with Lisa Paring, who told me that it would not be possible to put the question of removing the flock cameras on the upcoming ballot. I believe the town council still has the power to have them removed, however. I've brought some additional material for your consideration. In October, when I first brought the issue of the flock cameras before the town council, it was hard to find much coverage about this private, for-profit mass surveillance system. This has changed. Now, nearly daily, there's a new story about the people of some city or town that have discovered that taxpayer money was used to build a system to spy on them. It's always the same. The people do not want this. The people do not want to be watched. The only support for the system is those who want to do the watching. Apart from not wanting to be spied upon by the government, with cameras being placed at places like gun shows, protests, places of worship, gun shops, and other sensitive places, there's the issue of what non-government entities are allowed to see the video from these cameras. Some recent discoveries and reports include that Flock is sending video from camera of U.S. cities to the Philippines for AI training and annotation. Some Flock cameras are streaming live video to the internet without the need of a password to view the stored or live video. The Flock cameras of the type used in Rangeley can easily be hacked. The Flock cameras of the type used in Rangeley run on an outdated, unsupported Android operating system. The Flock cameras have numerous entries in the National Institute of Science and Technology Vulnerability Database, and that is the NIST database, a government organization. The Flock operating software also has numerous entries in the NIST vulnerability database as well. Now, there is some good news, at least for the people. Pending state legislation would require a search warrant now for each search. But this does not prevent abuse by Flock, its third-party partners, or hackers. Again, everywhere, the people do not want this. And now, a question that must be asked, if the police department, the town administration, and town council really believe that becoming part of this nationwide for-profit mass surveillance system is a good thing, why isn't everybody shouting from the rooftops about the wonderful thing that they've brought to Rangeley? Thank you. May I pass these out?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. More stuff. This is mostly government.
Okay.
Things like senators and stuff. There's some opinion pieces in there.
I'll read every page of it. Thank you.
Mary Bell, who's talking now?
Thanks, Mike.
It was Mark Stamos.
Mark Stamos is talking, but who's talking now?
No one.
Okay.
And Mark, I just want to clarify, even the town council can't put something on the ballot if it's legislative.
But they can say they want to cast it.
And that's just wanted to clarify.
Okay.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Don Davidson. Hope you're all doing well tonight, and Happy New Year. Real quick question. Am I under the assumption that the town of Rangeley is paying $18,000 annually for the flock camera systems?
That's not correct.
What is correct?
If the contract is about
So the contract is about 9. Is that done yearly, Lisa? So every year, the town of Rangeley has to recommit to the use of flock cameras for $9,000?
we have a 2-year contract.
For 2 years, at which point you can say no or yes, we can go on with it. I guess my question then to the council, and believe me, I am a champion for law enforcement. I'll stand behind these men and women all day long to my last breath. It's not that. It's similar to what Mark is saying, only I'm concerned that in a town where we're having some fiscal problems, some financial issues, I mean, if money grew on trees, we might be fine. But I don't think that it does. So I'm just concerned that we're spending something on something that we could probably get by without using, particularly with our law enforcement that we already have in place. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Public input. Okay. No one else? Last chance. All right. Number 7, changes to the agenda.
We have 2 new action items, I and J, that we've added. They're in red.
Okay. Everybody see those? Okay. Do we have anything on the public hearing? We don't, do we? Okay. Okay, number 9, town manager's update.
We're just busy closing out the year. Maribel's working on year-end payrolls and all of the reporting that we have to do fiscally. As you can see, Kelly made it through her PUC audit. They don't tell her what she did right or wrong. They just say, you're okay. So,
Looks good.
yeah, looks good for sure. We also had a surprise PACFA inspection, and that went really well. They just had a few suggestions that they need them to take care of, but no real concerns on that. All the departments, Jeff is wishing he could plow on the mesa, but all they're doing is just working on equipment and trying to keep up on regular maintenance things, just because of the time of year. There's not a lot outside of what they normally would do during those times. We're closing out a few grants and should have probably 2 or 3 more that will be done. But other than that, and then the new town manager is going to come in tomorrow, and we'll go over a few things, and then he will be starting on Monday.
All right. Well, but Lisa will still be around.
Oh,
Yeah.
could
I still have your
come
number,
in with
Lisa.
the peanut gallery.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for Lisa? So, if it works the way that it's supposed to, this will be your last official town council meeting as the town manager.
Yes.
So I want to say thank you for everything that you've done for us, and thank you for filling in when you retired, and then we unretired you for a while, and so on. So
My last
so
tour of duty.
so we do appreciate everything that you've done for the
Thank you,
town.
Rob.
Thanks, Lisa.
Okay, council reports, number 10. Anybody have anything? I know with the holidays and everything. Anybody? All right. You guys are making this too easy. 11, supervisor report, Maribel.
Wanted to give you a quick little overview of elections. It is an election year for us. There will be 3 trustees and a mayor position that is up for the election. Petition packets were available to be picked up and circulated as of last Tuesday, the 6th. If those are picked up and you are wanting to run for council or mayor, they will have to be turned in no later than the 26th. They all can be picked up here with me. And then depending how many candidates we get, if we get the exact number or below, we can cancel the election. That is an option for us. If not, then we will run the election just like normal, which is April 7th. So there is a key election dates for you guys in the packet. This is for council to know. There are many calendars. I have a calendar because I have other things that I have to report or do by certain dates. But this is really mostly for council members to know what key dates to look for.
Okay.
Okay. If there's any questions, please feel free to call me. The absentee ballot application is out online, so if people do need that, it is out on there. So it's on our website. So it is all available.
Okay. Anybody have questions? Go
You
ahead.
said 3 seats and one for the mayor?
Yes. Yes, and a reminder that the trustees' positions are 4-year terms and the mayor's a 2-year term.
Okay. Anything else from Maribel? Thank you. Okay, 11B, Chief Hamlin, you're going to swear in new patrol officer.
Good evening. With the council's permission, I would actually introduce 2 new employees, and then I'll swear in Officer Ranker. First, we have a new dispatcher, Brittany Craig. I would like to invite her up to speak and introduce herself, and then I'll bring up Officer Laura Ranker.
Okay.
Good evening. Can you hear me? He was kind of tall.
Yep.
My name is Brittany Craig. I moved here approximately 4 years ago from Glenwood Springs, where my career for 12 and a half years was a surgical dental implant specialist. My husband Mike and I are grateful to be in Rangeley, residents here, and I have since made close and deep relationships, enjoyed many community events, and of course the great outdoors that surround all of us. I'm happy to say that we've made Rangeley our home. Today, in this moment, I'm incredibly proud and I'm grateful to stand here as I join the Rangeley Police Department and serve our community as a dispatcher. Dispatchers are often the first voice someone hears in the worst day of their life. We are the calm in the chaos, the steady link between the public and the help they reach out for in a time of need. I don't take that responsibility lightly. I want to thank those who made it possible for me to be here today and have provided the opportunity as well as the training and support ahead of me. Your dedication to this profession sets a standard I will always strive to meet. I also want to recognize the responders we serve. It's an honor to support the men and women who put themselves on the line every day. I commit to do my part with professionalism, accuracy, respect, and knowing that every call and every decision matters. I promise to serve with integrity, compassion, and accountability. I will continue to learn, to listen, and to give my best because the community that we serve deserves nothing less. Thank you for trusting me with this responsibility. I am proud to serve alongside of all of you. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Welcome to well, you've been in Rangeley, but welcome to the police department and to the town.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And now I'm going to have Laura Ranker get up and speak before I swear in.
Okay.
Going after that's going to be hard. That was a good speech. My name is Laura Ranker. I've started at the police department, I think, almost 2 months now. First, I'd like to say thank you all for being here tonight. I would like to begin and express my sincere appreciation to the Rangeley City Council. Thank you for your leadership, your trust, and for giving me the opportunity to serve this community. I also want to thank my chief and my lieutenant for your guidance, expectations, and belief in me. To my fellow officers, dispatchers, and community service officers, thank you to the work that you do every day and for welcoming me as part of the team. I am proud to stand beside you. To the community of Rangeley, thank you for your support you show this department and for allowing us the privilege to serve you. I do not take that responsibility lightly. Most importantly, I want to thank my family. To my parents, Christy and Travis Ranker, thank you for never giving up on me, even during times when I may have doubted myself. You taught me the importance of accountability, integrity, and hard work, and those lessons are what guide me today. To my mama, Lexi, and Dawn, thank you for standing by me through every decision I've made, no matter how difficult or uncertain the path was. Your support has meant more to me than I can put into words. Watching my dad serve as a military police officer and later as a federal officer had a lasting impact on me. Seeing his dedication to service and commitment to helping others sparked my own desire to pursue a career in law enforcement. It taught me that this job is about more than authority. It's about responsibility, compassion, and doing the right thing even when it's hard. This past year was one of the most difficult years of my life. There were more moments of uncertainty, loss, and challenges that tested me in ways I did not expect. But through it all, one of the brightest moments to come from the time was being hired and accepted by the Rangeley Police Department. This opportunity gave me direction, purpose, and something positive to work towards. I am committed to serving this community with integrity, professionalism, and respect. I promise to continue learning, growing, and holding myself to the standards, expectations of this badge. Thank you again to everyone who has supported me along the way. I am truly honored to stand here tonight and grateful for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you. Questions? And again, welcome. And I know now we're going to have the swearing in, correct?
Correct. Plus, after that, we get cheesecake, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we were supposed to share that with you?
Yes. I've been talking to the chef of that for several days now.
You all went too easy. No questions for either.
I know.
I already talked to her
We're saving our questions for you.
She's cool.
Drive around and I'm
Yeah.
like, does he have a taco?
No, he doesn't.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Laura Ranker,
Swear and affirm that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America.
swear and affirm that I will uphold the Constitution
Of the United States.
of the United States of America,
The laws of the state of Colorado.
the laws of the state of Colorado,
And the ordinances of the town of Rangeley.
and the ordinances of the town of
To
Rangeley,
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Okay, thank you.
I
Amen.
messed up on it the first time.
And Officer Ranker is going to have her badge pinned by her father, Travis.
Nice.
Yeah, we
All
need
right,
some
well,
pictures.
turn that way, take pictures, and congratulations.
I'm staring at you.
Then there will be dessert and conference room.
I'm already on. I'm already on. Don't eat it all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
No guarantees it might be.
Rich?
Be nice.
Rich, there's 7 slices that need saved up here. 7 slices.
From a type 2 diabetic.
Oh, 9 slices. You can have mine. I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right. It's always good to have something like that. Let me see. 12, old business. We have any old business? Doesn't look like it. All right, new business. 13A, discussion and action to approve the December 2025 check register.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 2025 check register.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion is made by Kyle, seconded by Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 13B, discussion and action to approve the November 2025 financial summary.
I probably won't get into too much detail, but even with our preliminary December financials, I don't believe we'll have to make any revised budget resolutions, so this is pretty much on track with what we expected concerning the lack of revenues in the general fund and then just lack of use of gas and gas.
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the November 2025 financial summary.
Second.
Motion made by Todd, seconded by Robbie. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. C, discussion and action to ratify the special event permit for the Rangeley Elks BPOE 1907 for the New Year's Eve party on 12/31/25 from 6 to 11:59 and 1/01/26 from 12 to 2 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Abstain.
So that was you, Andy.
Yes.
Okay. Motion made by Andy, seconded by Tim. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And one abstention. Motion carries. 13D, discussion and action to approve the funding request by the Rangeley Chamber of Commerce for $20,000 for the fiscal year 2026.
There's just a couple things we would like to share. Our budget's in there for 2026. It's not completely approved yet. But then we also have advertising in the Avalanche yearbook that I wanted to show you.
That's awesome.
So if you turn to the sticky note, we put an ad in. That is at every home game at Ball Arena for the Avalanche. And then we also have Avalanche tickets that we're going to auction off at Crab Crack this year, so for home games. So as you can see, it's just a simple advertisement showing our what?
I just want the ticket.
You just want the tickets? Well, I know where you can go get some and bid on it. Anyways, that's part of our advertising that we're doing to promote our area and our OHV trails. Simple QR code with our website directs it directly to our website and promoting our area. So we've been really busy this year. We have a lot of fun things planned. We also have a mural that we're putting together on it'd be the east side of the car wash. So it'll be at the chamber. And it's by a gentleman, his name's Wes Abra. He's done some murals in Fruita, Utah, all over, and it's like a stained glass type art form or whatever. So we're going to have that done, and we are focusing mainly this year on our Main Street markets. So we're going to do those from May to October. The first one we'll do in May, and then finish up with our Oktoberfest, and convert everything together. We've really kind of worked to put things together, bring them back a little, scale them back a little bit, see that it works out for our budget and everything too. So as you can see, our budget's in there too for our 2026. We haven't. I was sick, so we haven't completely approved that yet, but that's what it looks like. So we'll get that done on Thursday at our next meeting. And then, do you guys have any questions? Crab Crack's coming up February 14th. Make sure you get your tickets for that. It is on Valentine's night. We are flying the crab in again from Alaskan snow crab. It's the Biardi kind like last year. And We're going to have it at the college at the Colorado Room, and the theme is Boomin' and a Bustin'. So we're taking it back to the 1940s, the first big oil boom in the state and in our town, and we're going to have a lot of old type decorations to remember what it was like there. We all hear the stories about it, so we're excited to celebrate it.
Okay. So can I ask you a question? So this advertisement you did, what is, I don't want to say purpose, but what are you hoping to gain from that advertisement?
We're just hoping to bring in more tourism to the community. So the more tourism dollars we can get in here, it helps sustain our businesses, and so we're just trying to keep it simple, but also to the Avs fans, which are kind of like-minded people that we kind of gravitate towards, and a lot of our OHV riders and stuff are from the Front Range, and so that's where we kind of focused on that, and that's the 360 miles of OHV trails and just the simplicity of it.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
We went to an Avs game on Saturday, and we sat in the nosebleeds way up there looking through the yearbook, and somebody said, "Where's Rangeley?" And I said, "Let me just tell you." So our whole section was talking about them, so it's clearly already really helping us out.
Sweet.
So, and I really wanted you to tell everybody, because I absolutely think it's a great thing. Anytime you can do this, I think it's a good thing. So I just wanted you to
Thank you.
explain to everybody.
We're really excited about it. So, and then also with those tickets, those are the lower level reserve tickets for the businesses. So they're more of the coveted tickets too, which we're excited to be able to auction off.
Does anybody have questions besides Robbie wanting the tickets?
No. Yeah, can I have some money, Ron?
Any questions? Anything else? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the funding request by the Rangeley Chamber of Commerce for $20,000 for the fiscal year 2026.
Second.
I think Tim beat you. So we have the motion made by Robbie and seconded by Tim. Is there any discussion on this?
Thanks for coming, Emma.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
13E, discussion and action to approve the liquor license renewal for SLI Family Enterprises, DBA Geo's Family Dining.
I make a motion to approve the liquor license renewal for SLJ Family Enterprises, DBA Geo's Family Dining.
Second.
Motion is made by Tim, seconded by Andy. Do we have any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, F, discussion and action to approve the contract between the town of Rangeley and Jonah Bollinger for January 19th, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 for his employment as town manager.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract between the town of Rangeley and Jonah Bollinger from January 19th, 2026 through December 31st.
Second.
Okay, the motion made by Andy, seconded by Todd. Is there any discussion? Okay, and you said Jonah will be here.
He's just going to come in tomorrow and go over
Okay.
a few things, but he's, buying a house, so he's closing on that
Okay.
and just moving in, so
Okay.
we'll cut him off.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The motion carries. G, discussion and action to approve a grant incentive request in the amount of $50,000 from DOLA LPC Division for the Land Use Municipal Code revisions.
So that will just continue the work on our land use code. And part of that was the ordinance that we did that adopted the fast track, and that's to become eligible for this additional amount, you had to adopt that before December 31st. So we're eligible. We have gotten clearance from them, so we just have to approve it, and we'll also have to provide a letter that you'll eventually sign on. And then they will just add that to our existing grant that we're still working on.
Is this the thing that went through planning and zoning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, second by Robbie. All those or any discussion, sorry. When Robbie seconded, there's no discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. H, discussion and action to approve a grant request in the amount of $5,000 from CHAPA for a youth pitch competition to run in conjunction with the rare pitch competition.
So you have to lift Margie Joy. She reaches out to anybody and everybody and gets incentive grants through CHAPA. And this is when she heard about the pitch competition, was very impressed with the job that Jeannie did. So we talked to her on Monday, and she sent the paperwork and said, get it back to me, and it'll be approved. So Jeannie's already plotting out the youth competition, and she feels pretty confident that will be approved.
So what is this compared?
This will be for high school and college age young people that
Okay.
will encourage them to. I don't know if you guys have heard Jeannie talk about the one in Vernal, but they do it for that age group, and they've had some pretty successful entrepreneurs in Vernal that have had some pretty cool ideas. So
Do they present a business plan or
yeah,
like a
they
business?
have to do the whole they
process.
have to go through the classes at CNCC and do everything just like the adult competition.
That's cool.
Applicants. And
One-
Margie will probably sit in on that too.
I just know that if it's anything like the rare grant, I think that was very successful this time. And I think this could be something good too. So,
I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
motion made by Tim, second by Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, I, discussion and action to approve a letter of support to President Trump to reconsider the major disaster declarations for the Lee Fire to Rio Blanco County.
And obviously, this is just a ratification, and the county just wanted me to extend your thanks. She doesn't know if it's going to make any difference because it's probably just like a Hail Mary, but she said they got to try.
If we don't speak up, it's not gonna help.
Yeah.
Can't hurt.
Well, yeah, if we don't speak up, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter of support to President Trump to reconsider the major disaster declaration for the Lee Fire to Rio Blanco County.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Robbie, seconded by Kyle. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. J, discussion and action to approve a capital expense that was not budgeted for the Rangeley Police Department, not to exceed $15,000 for a capital project updating equipment and wrapping of two PD vehicles donated by the town of Eagle.
I have a lot of questions.
Are we going to, okay,
Can we have them explain it?
Yeah, sorry.
go ahead.
Okay.
Right.
So let's start with, during our budget talks this year, you asked me to be creative, right? Limited resources, and unfortunately, sometimes we can't be creative until we don't know all of our resources, I guess, until everybody else knows their resources in that situation. So I was able to use some networking and was able to secure 2 decommissioned patrol vehicles. And I want you to understand what that means. Decommissioned because they deemed that they're too old and have too many miles. They are 2 vehicles. They're 5 and 6 years old with 50-something thousand miles on them. The industry standard for law enforcement is at 5 years you rotate out patrol vehicles, and that's done for safety. Because they decommissioned them, I was able to secure those with the blessing of the council. Those come completely furnished, and they need slight modifications just to make them work for us. That's a huge deal. They're coming with radios, which are $3,500 just for the radio. One has a radar, one's missing a radar. They're coming completely outfitted, and the $15,000 would allow us to decal them, reprogram the radios to our needs, and also adapt the in-car computers to match ours. That's where that expense comes from. but I really believe that that is a small expense, and obviously we couldn't budget for it. We didn't know that those resources were available to us until after they finished out their fiscal year and was able to confirm. Sorry, I don't know if that's me or something else.
That's what it does when my phone's on.
Sorry about that, Ty.
Oh, it was you.
It was me.
So essentially, that's it. This opportunity came available through networking, and I was able to do that. What this does is this allows us to cover the patrol car for the officer that we don't have a car for, and this also allows us to rotate out our SRO vehicle, which is older and has double the miles, and we'll still utilize that as a pool vehicle for transports and things like that to really try to keep the miles on the older vehicle. I really think that this is a great option and a minimal cost to putting a Band-Aid on a long-term problem for us, right? Next to people, my next important thing is cars. People don't come to the police department for help. We go to them. And I need good, quality, safe vehicles for these officers to conduct business. And this is a very viable option for this year, given our budget constraints. And I just want the council to know that obviously if I knew I was going to be able to do this before, we would have talked about this at budget, right? I didn't know until I knew, and that's why it's coming to you today.
So do you have an idea of how long these vehicles would last?
Well, I mean, currently we run our vehicles for up to 10 years. I mean, you can, but the industry standard's at 5 for those that financially can do so. So that's why these vehicles have been rotated out. They have low miles, but they rotated them out because they're over 5 years old, right? But this is still newer than 3 of the vehicles that are in our fleet.
Have you looked at them, Ty?
I'm scheduled to look at them on the 27th. Their fleet manager's gone through it and given me, his stamp that these are the best vehicles available. They have new tires, all the things that you've seen. They provided pictures for me. The big thing is really the equipment, right? Because that's what really adds up to a cop car, is right? Putting in those cages and all the things that we need to do our job. The only thing that won't be in there is the minor things, a fire extinguisher, cones, things that we will have to put in there. But all the big ticket, expensive items are in there and in working condition. So that's a huge deal.
And they donate, they're free.
Yes. This one time, right? Like, we can't count on that again, but.
So, Ty, I got to be honest with you. I think it's a good thing in the long run, and I really appreciate your creativity. But on the same token, we're 13 days into 2026, and we're already wanting to blow the budget by 15 grand that quick. And also, I looked at all the financials regarding the 6th officer, and none of the discussion around that in the budget involved any sort of new vehicle for her. I was under the impression we had that covered already.
I apologize. That noise out there is really loud. What was the last thing you said?
Yeah, sorry. So I looked at all the financials regarding the 6th officer, and in none of the discussions was it mentioned that we needed to buy her another vehicle.
Oh, absolutely there was. That was a very big point of contention. I brought it up multiple times to this council, and even made a last-ditch effort at our last budget workshop. Matter of fact, I know an audience member here was also at that workshop. That was brought up several times.
Yeah, well, I do remember that part, but it was also like Councilman Kyle asked you to make do with what you got, and you agreed to that at the time, and we decided that a $10,000 transmission is a lot less expensive than a $90,000 patrol car. At the time you were asking, that's the only option you had at the time was a new one. So I'm not trying to dissuade that, but also, like I said, I do think this is a good thing in turn, but the temperature around the police department's budget for the last year and the last while is we have to find a way to come in or under for once, and we're already $109,000 over. And so this feels like, I guess what my biggest issue with, and to be just totally blunt, this feels like you're asking for forgiveness and not permission on the thing. It feels like we already done this, and like we have 2 vehicles and we have to approve this, or we're just going to have 2 vehicles sitting. And so with our with our budget the way it is, and with the new town manager coming in, I'm definitely not saying no to this, because again, I think it's creative, but we got a guy starting Monday, and we're gonna hand him a budget. We're gonna ask him to, hey, you gotta really take care of this, because we're handing it to him 15,000 in the hole right off the bat. So with that, I would like to make a motion that we table this until Jonah is the town manager, and that he can go over this and get his temperature and feel on the whole thing, just so he knows. Definitely not a denial, just a table.
What would happen if you got these vehicles and we just left them parked until we got all this stuff done?
Well, I just want to be clear on a couple things because I'm confused. I don't know how I'm over 109,000. I don't know.
So that was for last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last year, I think.
So, yeah, but that includes
there's like 5
insurance, property, everything, right? Some things that are outside of my control. Okay. And second of all, we didn't take possession of these cars yet, right? Until if the council wants to reject this outright, then we'll reject it outright. I want you to remember, though, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, Todd, and I don't ever have a problem with being questioned. I told you that I would agree to do what I had to do with what I was given. And at the end of the budget year, this last year, I was given nothing. I was told to make do. So we will make do. But in the meantime, my job as your chief of police is to go out and be resourceful and go out and see what it is that I can do. Because at the end of the day, when somebody calls 911, a cop has to come there, right?
Absolutely.
And the problem is when you start sharing cars and sharing resources and sharing material, it all breaks down faster, right? We've already had that with several vehicles. We've had unexpected transmission replacements, things like that, as we discussed with $10,000. Well, at the end of the day, people don't care if we have budget issues with our cop cars, ambulances, or fire trucks. They want 911 services to show up when they get there. So besides people, my next important thing in this department is vehicles. So I'm trying to make do with what I have. I felt like this, with being fiscally conservative, was absolutely the best option I could bring to you. I didn't come back to you and say, hey, for $45,000, I can get this one-year-old vehicle. I'm bringing you 2 to help supplement this fleet at the low cost. $15,000 is the high end to outfit these cars to make them usable for us. But at the end of the day, this decision is yours. I'm presenting it to you, and I'm presenting it to you with all the information that I now have. And like I said, if I would have had this information last month, I would have given it to you then. So if you decide as a council you don't want these cars, then we will make do. But at the end of the day, I answer to this public just the same as you. And if we end up missing calls, running late to calls because of shared equipment, because of broken down equipment, then we're all accountable for that. And we're all going to answer for that.
So what's your plan if we do, like, if this opportunity didn't arise and you didn't have access to these 2 free vehicles, or we do not approve it, what's your plan moving forward with the patrol vehicles?
We're sharing cars. We're going to rotate and share cars. Whoever works opposite end of somebody else is going to share cars. And for the most part, that is feasible. It will work. The only exception is when we all get called out for a major event. Somebody's going to have to stop and get picked up, because the last thing that the town can accept for liability is cops going to scenes in their personal vehicles. We just can't. I mean, that's why we have government-owned equipment. That's why we have government-owned patrol cars for the insurance and the liability of it. So, I mean, that's really the worst-case scenario, is that somebody has to get picked up. I'm just talking about that 24-hour, if a vehicle's being shared, it runs for 24 hours. And as we all know, that's over time. I mean, these vehicles have gotten to 10 years old, and we're running them out, and we're running out. We're using them so much, we're replacing transmissions. We've replaced, I think, 3 transmissions on the fleet overall since I've been here.
And if I can interject real quick and maybe put Lisa on the spot for 2 seconds. In all this discussion, it isn't just the police department's vehicles. We have maintenance vehicles that need replacing as well, do we not? Trucks in the future. And,
I mean,
you know,
all of them.
Yeah, and a new truck, you're talking $70,000 to $90,000, you know, to get what we need per vehicle. It's the expense of trying to fix things and trying to keep things running and to use the taxpayers' money, you know, properly and judiciously. You know, I agree with a lot that Todd said. And, you know, a lot of times free doesn't mean it's in, you know, it's gonna work out. And a lot of times it does work out. And I see the point coming from Chief Hamlin as well, is getting these two vehicles. They have, 58,000 miles on them. You could possibly get another 60 out of them. You know, if they're good vehicles, if they're good running vehicles, I don't know. You know, it's one of those things, to spend, like what they talked about earlier with the flock cameras and with dispatch and the cost of doing business anymore. Our region out here is suffering. We're in a pickle. We need drill, baby, drill, and we need coal and gas, and we need all that to get going, and we won't have these problems. But unfortunately, we're not there right now. So, but I believe we have a motion on the table yet. We haven't gotten to the discussion part, but we're still in the discussion right now. So I'll pass it back to Ron.
I'm going to second Todd's motion.
Okay.
To wait until we get the new tenant manager on board, just with Lisa leaving here soon. So, Ty, and I don't know, do you have a timeline on when we have to say yea or nay to these folks?
I don't think that I do, because if it doesn't go to us, it'll go to somebody else. I don't think I have a timeline. If we were to take possession of these vehicles, it wouldn't be till March anyways. So I would imagine we would have at least until then before they have to do something with them.
And so one more thing to interrupt. Since you're still our town manager and it says interim, what would your recommendation be on this? I'm going to put you on the spot.
I think this is obviously a good thing because we'd have to purchase them. But again, and Ty and I talked about this, we have to manage the budget overall. And so it's just, everybody's going to have to, because, I mean, when we're talking to all of the representatives, even the legislatures, you can see in there, they're already fishing and just going to take more and more of our severance and mineral lease. So I don't foresee that improving.
So, Ty, I got a question for you, and I don't know if you can answer this. So the equipment that's in the cars now that we're going to come with it, if say that you get one of these cars and they break down on you and all that, what is it? I mean, how much is that equipment worth that's in the car? I mean, how it's, you know, the cages and that.
So that's really hard, Ron, because every piece of equipment in that car was cut for that car.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, because cages are similarly built, but there's a big difference between a Ford Interceptor and a Tahoe. So you can't take one out of one and put it in another. That's typically why equipment is purchased new. So in that situation, if you had another Interceptor you wanted to put it in, that's real easy, right? Or if you're in the market to sell to somebody who else has an Interceptor, that's real easy.
What is the make and model of these cars?
They're Ford Interceptors, both of them.
They are Ford Interceptors?
They are.
Okay.
I didn't know if they're, okay, thanks.
Yeah, that is like our current community service officer vehicles. Those are Ford Interceptors.
Do you know what engine they have in them? Because there's a lot of problems around the EcoBoost. But
I do not currently know what engine they have in them.
I think all the problems were 2019 and before, though. So,
well, I think we're crazy to turn down two vehicles.
I agree.
Personally,
I think you need to go for a vote.
So let's go ahead and, so Todd made a motion that we table this until our new town manager gets on board, and Andy seconded that. Is there any other discussion?
Ty, do you think they'd give us 2 weeks just to explain to them that?
Yeah,
let's
listen,
do the vote and see where it lies.
This is discussion, right?
Yep. Discussion.
Oh, it is. Well, I thought that's what we've been doing throughout this whole thing.
Sean,
I to clear
Am I done discussing?
I've said several times that I think this is a good thing, and that I appreciate the creativity, which I do. I'm definitely leaning towards absolutely a good idea. But, and to be honest, Ty, to straight up, as blunt as I can be, and note, I think a lot of you and your department. You guys do an awesome job. Please don't take any of this as that. The budgets are fickle. You have it's a big task that you have to do to come under. But that said, I've been on council for 4 years, and we've always been over on it. And so to be just straight up honest, like if Kelly Nyberger comes and asks for 15 extra grand, she never does that. With the police department, it's a constant. So With the new town manager coming in, he's going to need all the help he's going to get. So I just really want this to, I mean, 15,000, that's not just a drop in the bucket. That's a lot of money. Give me 15,000, see what I can do. Our budget's, you know. So I just want to make it clear that I don't disagree with the vehicles, but I disagree with the, I don't know how to define the words I'm saying, but just, I feel like we're taking for granted $15,000, and it just needs to be, I feel.
Any gist?
I did. Ty, what do we run at now? What are like our vehicles before they get into high maintenance that we're using? What's the mileage on them? How much are we getting out of our vehicles now on an average?
Well, that's the thing. Like we don't follow the industry standard, right? Until we started replacing the Interceptors with Tahoes, we were running 10 years, and then we were getting new cars. So the miles didn't matter. We just ran them 10 years, and then we started replacing vehicles. Our oldest Tahoe is 5 years old. Our oldest patrol vehicle is right at 10 years old now. But that's one of those Interceptors. So we've never gone by mileage. Half of our fleet, or 3 or 4 of our vehicles, are over 100,000 miles for mileage. I believe our 2020 Tahoe is at 80, 90,000 as it is, right?
So say that
It's a 2020.
both 2020s.
And I apologize, I don't have the mileage exact for the other vehicles in front of me.
53,050.
Sorry, I haven't got to read this at all.
But I know, Sean, you had a question. We're not under the gun here. This isn't, we have to make a decision tonight. This opportunity came to me today. I brought it to Lisa, and we brought it to you. So
they'd understand if we needed 2 weeks.
100%, right? Because they're going to do something with it at the end of the day, but we have time. I'm not here to ram a decision down your throat and make you make one. I'm telling you that I believe that this is in the best interest of public safety for our community. It keeps cops in cars, and it gives us some flexibility if something else happens to one of our other vehicles, right? That's why I'm presenting it, and I was asked to be creative and make do. Well, this opportunity came up, and I felt strongly enough of it. I'm very conscious of our budget, but unfortunately, that is a struggle, right? I mean, we're public safety. I don't bring in money like the gas department. I don't bring in money like the water department, and I also can't put off projects per se. If somebody calls, we have to go. I can't be like, we can't solve crime today. We'll get with you back on Monday during business hours. Unfortunately, our public works and our gas department can sometimes put things off due to budget constraints where we still have to operate business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I hear what the council's saying, and there are definitely areas that we will continue to watch, or we will continue to watch our budget in all categories, and we definitely are striving to come in at budget or under budget. But sometimes, and Lisa knows this, I go and talk to her all the time about these situations. Like when a transmission goes out, that's not budgeted, but we have to have the cop car, so we talk about that. And that's happened at least once a year for the last 3 years where we lost transmission or major repair on one of these vehicles.
Well, then, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the vehicles and let the new town manager, when he gets on board and gets his feet wet, find the $15,000 to outfit them when we need them. Well,
They're
and
not
the chief.
finding money.
I say we accept.
They've got to figure out within
Okay,
their
so, well,
budget
then I
how
make
to
a motion,
manage
we
that.
accept the vehicles and we put them on
Well-
in the lot until we're ready.
Before we can do that, though, we have a motion and a second on the floor to delay this or to table it for 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and vote on that before we do.
I still have a thing.
I have a couple comments as
Okay.
well.
So,
Ron?
yeah, we need
Have a-
cheesecake, right, Tim? So I don't want to put words in Todd's mouth, but I think what he's saying is, yeah, he's 100%, and I'm 100% for getting the vehicles. And I don't know what you're going to have to do to the one vehicle. Did you have to put a radar in it?
Well, one of them just needed more.
One's missing a radar, and the rest of it has all the equipment. And in all reality, we may have an old radar around here that we could put in there. So there would be a little bit of installing cost because that's above our pay grade to put it in. but we wouldn't have to buy a new equipment because a new radar is $3,500.
So I think, and Todd, if I'm saying it wrong, what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying, is the vehicles are great, and I think that you've latched onto something that is, you just can't get, bypass a deal like that. But I think what we need to do is how can we conserve into that 15,000 that you gave it? And I'm sure that's pull from the hip on what we need, because you had a short time frame on which you were to give us the $15,000 what it would cost to do this stuff. So I think that's kind of what my interpretation and my interpretation of Todd and my feeling itself is, how can we get these and yet not have to spend the $15,000 to do it? And I understand the installation and the radar on it that you'll need, but is there a chance that we can save $9,000 by not wrapping them? Is there a different creative way that we could save that $9,000 and not decal the whole thing like we've been doing in our other vehicles?
Absolutely, Andy. Part of that is, and that's a totality, right? If you look at the presentation that I presented to you, which I believe you all have in front of you.
But I haven't got a chance to read it, so.
Okay, because
Give me
it's
a little
not just
grace.
wrapping, it is, the big thing is converting the already wired in-car computers just to fit ours. That in itself is $6,000. Outside of that, we don't have to put a radar in one of the cars, and we also don't have to decal it. We will take a little heat from the community for having a completely unmarked vehicle like that out on patrol, but we can do that, and we can save a few $1,000s there per vehicle to not put any decals on it.
Because the wraps, I remember, were fairly expensive.
Yeah, so when we originally discussed this, we talked about doing a wrap this morning, but a wrap is taken off the table as it is because the price came back this afternoon, and that's just too much. But decaling these vehicles is around $1,500 to $2,000 per vehicle, and if we just don't decal them, they can still function as cop cars. So we can squeeze it. The $15,000 that was presented to you was a high but a confident number that we wouldn't need to go over that to make them functioning cop cars. In all reality, I could get it under 10 today, right now, to make them functioning cop cars without markings, and just because I got to reprogram the radios, that is no option, and I need to switch over to match the computers that we have so that we can utilize that technology. And outside of that, I don't have to do anything else to it, right? And I'm talking that's a minimal cost.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in agreement 100% with the vehicles. I guess my ask would be, you mentioned that there's some things that are within your budget that are not controllable. My ask would be is to control the controllables. I'm just looking over the budget from last year, and it's $109,000 over. I would say more than half of that is a controllable, in my opinion. I don't know. In my opinion, would be a controllable line item that we could try to trim this year in order to offset the $15,000 that we have to use. So my ask would be this year to be focusing on your budget to make sure that comes within budget for the year 2026. So.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, so we still have a motion and a second out there. And so the motion, what?
Can we scratch it? I don't know how it works, but I do, if we're all good with just getting the vehicles and having the new town manager involved with the discussions and how we're going to pay for that.
You can rescind your motion.
I rescind my motion.
Okay, so we are not going to vote on Todd's motion since he rescinded it. So now we're sitting there, and we still have to either have a motion to accept these cars or a motion not to.
I make a motion to accept the cars and that none of the expenses can be expended on the $15,000 that's proposed for the vehicles until the new town manager arrives and gets a good run at what's going on here. and works with the chief, and the chief works with them in the front office to find the money to do that, to get these into our motor pool at the appropriate time. Doesn't mean they don't have to go in right away, but we have them.
Second.
So we have a motion to accept the cars, but no expense until our new town manager has an opportunity to go through it and work with you. Okay? Does that do it for you?
Yes.
We have a second by Todd. So motion made by Tim, second by Todd. Now, is there any other discussion on that?
Ty, is that acceptable
That works for me.
to you?
Like I said, I'm just here to try to make your life easier and solve some problems that I can.
Well, I see two new vehicles.
Yeah, keep finding. I'll take one.
If you find more, let us know. Okay?
No promises, but
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Ty, I think at some point it would be good to, I know that what their fleet manager's saying, right? So we're taking somebody else's word on it, and we can get the vehicles here and decide whether they're good vehicles or not. But at some point, it's beneficial to me to know what we're taking, or before you put those in service, that we have our mechanic go through it.
Oh, I agree. And
ProTouch, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that the best part here is that even if we were to put them in service for a short time and a transmission goes out, we didn't buy these vehicles. We didn't put a bunch of money in these vehicles. So then it's easier for us to determine we're not going to put anything else in these vehicles, which unfortunately with all of our other vehicles, they were purchased. We have investment in all of them. And so that's why we keep putting transmission in cars. So I think that that's absolutely a feasible and a reasonable way of looking at it.
I agree. And are you going to be able to go and put eyes on them before?
Yes, the plan is to have eyes on them on the 27th of this month, and just ensure that we're not being given, and I have full confidence that we're not, but we're going to make sure that we're not be given something.
Right. But you know.
I'm very confident that that's not the case here.
Okay. Any other discussion? We're going to get through this yet.
Wait a minute, no.
Okay, so we do have the motion and the second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Good discussion. I want to ask you one question outside of that. How did you find these cars?
Through my networking of the CACP, the Chiefs Association in Colorado, I put a plea out, and I said, hey, I am in a bind, and in all honesty, every police department is in a bind in some capacity in the state. And this was my plea was answered because other chiefs understand that they may not be hurting for cars, but they're hurting for people, or they're hurting for this or hurting for that. And this was something that somebody was able to help me out with.
And one other ask, once this is all done, and if it works out great, make sure we follow through, make sure that we get a letter drafted and a thank you for Eagle for this generous donation.
I will do so.
Thank you.
All right. Informational items. Number 14, we have Colorado Sun, public access to Colorado River, state legislative issues. And then the Craig Daily Press Trump's orders Craig Station stay open.
I have no clue how that will turn out.
Yeah. So he's talking about the coal
He's talking
station?
about the Craig Station, but I mean, they're so far into.
Shutting it down?
I don't know
I
how
don't
that
know
will
either.
turn out.
I've tried to read some.
I don't know if any of you saw the Denver Post article, but they made it sound like the utility was the one that made that decision, and we all know that was the state.
Yeah. Right.
It was for 90 days, I think.
All right. I just hadn't seen it, so. 15, board vacancies. We still have a vacancy on RDA. 16, scheduled announcements are listed there. Is there any changes to those?
Christie, don't you have a lasagna fundraiser or something coming up?
We get 8, and it'll be in March. I will bring the flyer next month.
Okay, cool.
Also, we're moving our meetings from noon. We're going to do them in the evening, 5:30, so we don't have to rush through chambers. So if we go over, it's not a big deal.
Great idea.
Same way.
When will that take effect? When will that take effect?
This week.
Okay.
Thursday.
That's all.
We can wait till next week. Let's do that. Okay. Anything else? Then, if I get my computer going here again, we will.
8:04.
Thank you. We will adjourn this meeting of town council at 8. I got 8:05. Thank you, everybody. Brad, good to see you.
Good job.
So I
bored?
told you about
You bored? Is that what you
So I'm going to be here.
Good
for
time.
a
Let's go
while,
to
but I'm
another
not-
one.